All right. Sorry. Already someone's... Oh, there's people on here already. Wow. Oh, that was quick. Very quick. Nice to see a few guys showing up already and saying hello. Hello to everybody. I'm going to try and keep up with the comments today as best as I can. But I do have a bit of a schedule to stick to. I'm going to try and... Oops. Oh, God. I just killed the tripod. I'm going to try and not drag this out for too long. I'm trying to fix this camera. I can't seem to get it right. I need a better system for this. All right. What do we got? Henry Hoover. Hello, hello. Hello from the UK. 22 people on already. We've only been on less than a minute. Jason, hey Vas. Good to see you again, mate. Hi from New Zealand. So it looks like lots of people are joining already, which is really good to see. Also, hi from the UK. What's up? What do we got? Crawford. Oh, great! Great to see a bunch of you guys jumping on here. Wow, 40. G'day, mate. You look happier. I look happier, do I? Oh, that's good. That's good. Hey from Texas. What's up? Hi from Malta. Wow, I've got people all the way from Malta as well. Really good to see so many of you already. Wow, we're up to 46 people. That's fantastic. Hey, Vas from the UK. Marvin. Hey, hoping for some good news. Yeah, look, there's going to be some good news and there's going to be a little bit of bad news, but I'm going to try and keep this one nice and chirpy. Some of us missed the horizon you're talking about. Will you repeat? Recap. All right, so I'm going to fill you in on some of these little blanks. Hopefully you guys will put the pieces together as we go along. If you did miss that other video from about a month ago or so. So first thing I'm going to talk about today is COVID lockdown here in Australia. Now, I know this is going to be a little bit boring, but I'm going to try and be very, very brief just so that you guys don't fall asleep on me, okay? So COVID here in Australia, in Victoria specifically, and in Melbourne where I live, we're in stage 4 lockdown. And essentially what that entails is that you can't go outside and fart, otherwise you'll get booked. So you can't go anywhere other than to the shops to get food and supplies, to the doctors if you're crook or whatever. You can go to work, but you need to have a permit, and it needs to have like a roster on there. It needs to be signed by your boss. It's very, very strict. And the other one is you can do like 1 hour exercise a day or something like that. But I'm not even sure how they police that, unless they've got like police following you around and they see that you're out for more than an hour. Doesn't make sense, but anyway, that's more of a guide. And then the other thing we got is a curfew. So between the hours of 8 p.m. and 5 a.m., you're not allowed out of your house, and the restrictions there are even tighter. So if you get busted within those hours between 8 p.m. and 5 a.m., you better have a damn good reason. The infringement fine at the moment is here in Melbourne is about 1,652 Australian dollars, which is massive, right? So if you mess up, if you don't have a valid reason to be out of your house, you're screwed. You're going to pay big fines. So what that means, and the reason why I'm telling you this, is because obviously there's a bit of a somber mood going on here, in Victoria and in Melbourne. Everyone's a little bit down. We have to wear masks. Like, it's compulsory to wear masks when you are outside. And obviously I can't go and do any sort of RC or anything like that. Now, someone's asking, is Metro shut? So with these lockdowns, there's a lot of people that have obviously lost their jobs, and the government's trying to do its best to obviously keep people employed or whatever. Thankfully, my job, Metro Hobbies, we're not shut down completely. We can't open our doors to the public. So we've had a couple of people try, believe it or not, even after, it's no secret that we're in lockdown, but we've had people come to the door and try to open the door and that. So we can't let people into the store. We can't open the doors, but we are trading online, which is really good because we're set up really well to trade online. So people are happy to, buy their products and get them sent out. And there is contactless click and collect. So if you are within the vicinity and you need something, you can go pay for it via the website, and then you can pick it up. We put it in the boot of your car, or trunk for those of you in America. We put it in the boot of your car, and you don't even have to get out. You show us your license, we see that it's you, yep, bang, and you're gone. So that's essentially it. So I still have a job, and my hours have changed a little bit. My days have changed a little bit for the better, which is okay. It gives me a little bit more time up my sleeve. And it's a bit of a somber mood, So not everybody's like chirpy. We're sort of waiting for all this to be over. We're still hitting double figures here in Australia with deaths per 24 hours, which doesn't sound like a lot. Like we're getting, I think the last one was like 10 or 12 or something like that. Yesterday, the last 24 hours. But we're still getting 300-400 cases a day or something. So, and the worst we got, I think, was 700 and something. Look, it is what it is. I can't do anything at the moment. I'm sort of stuck at home. So that's just the COVID update. I'm not going to go into any more about that because let's move forward. I want to talk about other things. So I want to talk about the fallout from the last video. I'm not going to really give you too much detail about the last video because I'm not really proud of that video, to say the least. It was something that I think I wanted to get off my chest. I needed to get off my chest, and what's said was said. What's done was done, and all that. The video was up for about 72 hours, about 3 days. And on the third day, it pretty much plateaued. It got a lot of views, and there's a couple of things I actually want to talk about there. Number one, the enormous amount of support that I received for that video has been overwhelming. So first and foremost, I want to say a big thank you to everyone that showed their support and commented. The video had in excess of 700 comments, and that's not counting the private messages and everything that I got during those 3 days, and even after that. So there was a lot of people that were concerned about me and all that. I can tell you that I'm fine. I'm okay. So thank you all who contacted me. And thank you all for, again, the lovely comments, and the amount of support was just overwhelming. It was way more than I could ever expected. So thank you all very much for that. I think there was all of about maybe half a dozen people that really wanted to dig their heels in, as I was feeling down and sort of, so those people, it was just easier because it kind of singled out all the insignificant people that either watching the channel or whatever. So it was just nice to sort of find out who they were and block them and delete their comments. So it was good in a way. So there were very, very, very few people that were against what I had to say and against what happened. The interesting thing that happened, I think some of you might get a kick out of this, was that I received more than one. There was about 2 or 3 people that contacted me that are in the industry or were in the industry, the RC industry, and that had some very similar experiences in the way that they were treated by Horizon Hobby. So it was, I guess, not really pleasing to hear, but it was comforting to hear that I was not singled out, that this was not a one-time event where they just ghosted people or they treated them a little bit unfairly in a sense. So I'm not going to name names, obviously, but it was interesting to see those stories of people reaching out and going, hey, I watched your video and have a listen to this. That was cool. So that was it was interesting to see that. So again, after that video, big thanks to everybody, and big thanks to everyone that sent in your private messages. Great, really good. Now the fallout of all of that, what essentially happened. So on the third day, I got home from work, and Jason from Armour started messaging me and kind of talking about how I was doing and about the video and everything. And next thing I know, he picks up the phone and calls me, and we chatted on the phone for a good hour. It was actually pretty much bang on an hour, and I have to say it was one of the best conversations I think I had with anybody in a very long time, and by far the best conversation I've had with Jason. And the Jason I'm referring to, Jason Dearden, of course, from Armour. So we had a really good chat, and there was a lot of things that we kind of put on the table and we cleared the air on, which was really nice. It was a very amicable chat. And we both apologized to each other. I apologized to him for, some of the things I said and how frustrated I was and everything. And he apologized for, not reaching out sooner and making that phone call a few days prior or a couple of weeks prior when I was asking, what's happening? Where do I stand here? So essentially, it was, like I said, it was just a really pleasant chat, and that was pretty much it. Now, as far as I know, that people are going to be, people have been asking me, sending me messages, leaving comments, and things like that about, all right, what's happened with Horizon Hobby? Where did that all end up? Essentially, Horizon Hobby are just not in a position to support me at this stage. Now, I don't think it is a personal thing. I think it's just the way things are at the moment. That being said, it still doesn't excuse them for not putting together a small paragraph and just going, hey, Vas, listen, this is what's going on. Sorry, dude, can't really help you at this stage. That's really all I wanted to know at the time. So that's the short version. There is a little bit more detail in that, which I don't think is really should be known, public knowledge. It's something that's really more between me and them and Jason. For the record as well, Armour are kind of like the meat in the sandwich here. So for anybody that's out there thinking that they're going to do like some vigilante justice and get in contact with Jason, ask him to do this or that, they don't. The Armour or Jason is not in a position that they can really leverage the situation one way or the other. They are the meat in the sandwich. They're essentially that's all it is, and I hope you guys can respect that. Just let Jason be, essentially, is what I'm saying, because there's really not much that he can do at this stage. So that's it in a nutshell. All right, so hello to everybody. All right, so I'm going to quickly backtrack here and just see some comments. So sorry if the phone starts shaking because I'm just scrolling. Okay, so what is it with me and Armour now? So because we kind of, will you buy an Outcast 8S? Nope, I will not. And it's not for any other reason other than financial. Essentially, that's really all it is. Okay, so what does this mean for channel moving forward? All right, well, let's one step at a time. Okay, so between me and Armour, there's no grudges here. There's no sour grapes, I guess, between myself and Armour, or even any product from Horizon Hobby at this stage. There is, however, I will say this, there is, however, a level of frustration because even though Horizon are not going to be, sending me pre-release products, or, I won't be doing the usual unboxing thing that I was doing in the past with, Creighton 8S and Infractions and, all these other cars that I sort of had a week or two in advance or anything like that. That's gone. That's all finished for now. But even though I'm not able to get those cars, there's also a lot of hurdles at the moment in just being able to get the cars at all. So even as a paying customer, there is no support at all in guaranteeing me a car for review. And what I mean by that is the Creighton EXB, right? The roller. That car is going to be short supply here in Australia. So when it lands, it's going to be all sold out. Now, as an employee of a hobby shop, I cannot secure one of those cars for myself because I would be denying paying customers that. Now, even though I will be paying for the car, it's not going to be free. It will be at a stuff discount and all that sort of thing. So I can't get that car. And that's just the rules. That's just the way that's the crap thing, right? You work in the industry. You don't get first preference naturally. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. And even though I know people in the industry, I know the distributor, and I know all these people, I still cannot guarantee myself a car. So not only is Horizon going, yeah, so we can't help you, but there's also no other avenues for me to get these cars. Now, the only reason why I'm getting an EXP is because somebody put up their hand and said, I can afford to give you one, so you can have it. And that hopefully will be here sometime soon. So that's the only way that I'm able to get that car. The Granite, not the Granite, sorry, the Big Rock Crew Cab, which is the V3, right? The new one that's just been announced. I really like the look of that truck, and I want to get it. And as soon as it was announced, I think the next day I sent an email, or that's not an email, it's a phone call. I was going to ring him, but I actually sent an email to the distributor, and I said, look, I know that cars aren't here yet, but when they land, is there any chance that you can secure just one for me? I'm happy to pay. I'm not asking for free stuff. I'll pay for it, but can you just secure one for me, just so that I can at least have one of these cars? Straight answer was just no. They can't. And because, again, they're probably all going to be sold by the time they land, I won't be able to get that car. So the same rule applies for the Outcast 8S. Even if I could afford to get one, they'll all be gone. And now with the felony and all that, as soon as they land, guaranteed we're going to be shortchanged. I can't get any of these cars. So it's going to be very challenging for myself and Armour, because even though I want to get these cars and I'm happy to pay for certain ones, not all of them, I can't afford all of them, but if there's one that jumps out at me and I want to get it, I won't be able to get it, because we here in this country, we are constantly being our order numbers are constantly being reduced by those higher up than the distributor. So whoever that might be, whether it's Horizon or the manufacturer or whatever, I don't know who's in charge of all that, but essentially everything that comes into this country from Armour is just never enough. And for somebody like me that wants to get their hands on one, there's just a lot of hurdles. It makes it incredibly hard, and it's going to be difficult. There's no other way of saying this. I think I've said it plenty of times now. So it was great when I had that support from Horizon, and I'll tell you this story, right? So when the Infraction and Limitless launched last year, it was almost a year ago, or just a bit over a year ago now, the Limitless was nowhere to be seen. So I think Brandon from Innovation RC was the only guy that got the Limitless at the time. The Infractions, because they had Horizon Fest or something at the time, I think this was back in June 2019, they had Horizon Fest. They launched the cars during that Horizon Fest, and they had some cars there, and then some people there got their hands on them because they actually purchased them, right? So I was on the phone to my Horizon contact, and you know what? We're going to call him Roy. That's not his name, but we're going to call him Roy, just so that I'm not always saying my Horizon contact. So I got in contact with Roy, and if anybody has watched Die Hard, you know why I'm saying Roy, because that's John McClane's alias in Die Hard, because I'm a big fan of that movie. Roy, I said to him, hey, what's going on with this Infraction? When are we, when are you getting it to me? And why don't I have, why can't I get a Limitless as well, and all this? And Roy basically said, look, we're under a tight budget here. We can't afford to just give out these cars to everybody and to all these people. And, it costs a lot to send the cars to you and all this. And I said, okay, well, why don't, if there's an issue with budgets, why don't you offer some of these cars to the influencers at a discounted price or whatever, and then they can at least pay for them and be given the opportunity to get these cars, and everybody gets everybody's happy, right? So we all get the opportunity to own them and to get them, and there's no he got one and I didn't and all this sort of crap. So it's all a level playing field. Now when the Mojave came out, they started implementing that idea, right? And I was actually going to grab the Mojave through Roy, who was trying to secure one for me. But then the Mojaves, if you guys remember, the Mojaves actually landed here first. So I got one, I managed to get one at the time. I managed to get one through work, I was very lucky to get that one. And then the Creighton 8S, when the Creighton 8S launched, they applied that same rule. Some guys got the Creighton for free, some guys paid, right? Because they wanted as much exposure on that as possible. And that's how they did it. But for some reason this year, that opportunity, that system just hasn't applied. So there hasn't been that tap on the shoulder or knock on the email being sent out going, hey, we have this product, we can't give you one. Would you be happy to pay X amount to get it if you're interested? And that would have been really nice. But as it stands right now, that offer is even after launch. If there was, I know there's a lot of people that sort of like, they probably don't want to deal with you because what happened to Creighton 8S and all this stuff. But even if that was the case, it wouldn't be hard to send out an email after the product's launch and say, hey, Vas, would you be interested in one of these? An Outcast 8S or a Creighton EXP or a Felony or whatever, right? So, but that's just not happening. And that's probably the most disappointing part about this whole ordeal. It's one thing to not be supported by Horizon. It's okay, fine, whatever. It is what it is. The situation is what the situation is. But to even here locally, to not be able to secure a single car, not one of everything, but just the one car, and I'm happy to pay for it if it comes to that or whatever. I still can't get them. So yeah, it's going to be hard. So Armour is going to be very limited here on the channel. There is still quite a lot of things that I'll be doing with Armour. I mean, I'm looking at this here. Have a look at this. These turned up yesterday. So I have the Mojave body, which, I mean, Shark Fat RC Customs did these bodies. I have posted them on all over social media. I have posted them on my community tab here on YouTube as well. So you guys will see more of these things going forward. But as far as new product, other than the EXP that's coming in, which I'm hoping will turn up soon, there's not going to be a lot of new stuff, so because it's just going to be too damn hard for me to get my hands on. That body is a work of art. Thank you very much. I have been working out, pumping some lead, so appreciate it. Thank you. Anyway, new products and all of that. So let's talk about that. Let's shift gears a little bit. Let's talk about some of the new releases that have been going on. So obviously, Outcast 8S. That's one that people were asking me about before. Looks absolutely amazing. I'm very, very happy with what Armour have done with that. I think they've done a fantastic job. I would be very curious to see one up close when they do release here. I think it's going to be a really good seller. As I said, I don't think I'll get my hands on one because even with staff discount, it's more than what I make in a week. So yeah, it's a truck that. It's going to be a unicorn for me because from what I've seen so far, Armour have done some tweaks to that truck. They have, what I mean by that is like the power system, the gearing and all that. The truck seems to be a lot faster than the Creighton 8S was when it first came out of the box. And I have to, I guess, applaud Armour for holding off on the Outcast 8S, pumping the brakes, because when the Creighton 8S launched, I had already heard whispers that the Outcast was coming. I thought, okay, are they going to launch these back to back? Are there going to be like a small gap in between? And it was actually several months before the Outcast 8S launched. And I have to applaud them for doing that because obviously they wanted to work out some of the kinks and work out some of the little things that were going on with the Creighton before bringing out the Outcast. And that's a good thing because if you think about it, better to have one sort of guinea pig that you can do a lot of tests on, and then when you bring out that other model, it's a lot of those little wrinkles and a lot of those knickknacks are going to be sorted out. So hopefully that has been the case. I hope that they've done a good job, and all those that can get their hands on them, show some good videos. I know that RC Dude 81 got one. I don't know if he's paid for or got for free. I don't think that's really relevant, but he's got one, and I'm really looking forward to see what he's going to do with it. No doubt it's going to be decked out in M2C stuff in no time at all because that's what he does. But at least, give it a couple of runs in stock form just to see what the thing can take. It would be really good. So Mojave is the king. Dom from Bathurst. Mojave is the king still. Yeah, the cars are a pain in the butt to get at the moment. I pre-ordered the Infraction 2 months ago, and now the new one is coming, and I see the struggle. Yeah. What makes the Outcast better than the Creighton, or is the Creighton better? Well, they've done some updates on these cars. They've done like a rolling update. So I think if you have a look at the Outcast, things like, sorry, I got notifications. Oops, here we go. Sorry about that. I was trying to clear my notifications and I accidentally buggered that up. Oh, go away. Okay. Seriously thinking about the Outcast 8S. My 40th is September 8th. Are you turning 40? Trying to sweet talk the missus at the moment. Yeah, all right. What else we got going on here? Lacey XT Laser Nut. Lacey XT Laser Nut. Yeah, David. Oh, I was thinking about getting that one, but it's just not. I don't know if that's the type of car that I could really use. Like, because it's kind of designed as a rock racer, and I don't really have a lot of terrain to run that sort of car. But I suppose, a tire change might actually make that thing half decent for the type of bashing that I do. It would be kind of cool. Big Rock V2 and the Creighton V2 4S. Can't wait for next year. Yeah. Can you build your Creighton 8S to an Outcast? Yeah, definitely. I can turn the Creighton 8S into an Outcast. That's always an option. I'm actually thinking of converting my Infraction into a Felony. So I'll get the new rear end, the new front end that the Felony has got, get the rear tires, and just get a clear body or something like that, and do my own color scheme on it, and just get all the accessories. Also, I actually want to get the engine accessories regardless, because I want to put it on my Infraction, because I think those engine accessories look really cool. Bit gimmicky, but at least it's nice. It looks cool. So I definitely want to do that. Are you going to be building? Oh, hang on. Are you going to be building one of the Red Cat Wendigo kits? What? I don't even know what that is. Sorry. Don't worry. I can't say this. I have lots of bills to pay. This Rona has me a little tight. Yeah, everybody's a little tight. You're a victim of your own success, Vass. You got a bunch of us hooked on armor. I probably have, because yeah, I mean, it was a kind of a cool story to tell one day to my grandkids or something like that. Hey, did you know that there was this RC company just doing 2-wheel drive cars, and then they brought out these 8-scale 4x4 vehicles, and I was one of the guys that got behind them and promoted them and got them off the ground a little bit, or helped them get off the ground and build their popularity. So, and I don't like to gloat too much about that sort of stuff, but it has been kind of pushed onto me several times. People saying, you were the guy, you were this, you were that, and that helped Armour a lot along the way. And I guess I have to accept and take credibility for some of that at least, because I know that I inspired a lot of other people to go out there and get these cars and do their own videos, and some of them have gone on to be quite successful in what they do. So I'm pretty proud of that, I guess. It's one time I can at least pat myself on the shoulder. So yeah, Outcast 8S. Let's move on to another car that got released, and that is, now we know the rules, right? Now, for those of you who don't know, the rule here on the channel is that you're not allowed to say the name of the company, okay? So if we're going to refer to this company, I call it T-Brand. And everybody that knows T-Brand knows what I'm talking about, okay? And for those of you who don't know the story as to why I don't say the name of the company, is because a couple of years ago, you guys probably know the RC Sailors, right? Now, the RC Sailors put out this video of this little monster truck that they got from, I don't know, one of these Banggood Gear Best websites, whatever it was. And it looked like a little it was like a shrunk down version, like a 16th or 18th scale version of like a X-Max, right? And what they did is they put on their title, they put Baby X-Max or something like that, whatever it was. And it was referencing the X-Max, obviously, but it didn't have the name, the T brand name in there. So instead of somebody from T brand picking up the phone or sending them an email and go, hey, that's not really, you can't really do that. They just decided to put a strike on the channel. And you know, the RC sellers, that they got up in the morning, they see that one of their videos has been flagged or blocked or whatever, and they got a strike on the channel, and they're all scrambling to go, what have we done? Now, the RC sellers, lovely couple, right? They're innocent. They're the most innocent couple that exists on the internet. I don't know of any time that there have been any drama with them other than this one scenario. And you know, they're very successful as well. They do a lot of videos for you know, some of these cheaper brands. They do a lot of videos for Horizon as well. Very successful channel. So they get this strike, and somebody brought this to my attention because I don't usually follow them. And somebody brought the thing to my attention, and I go in and I watch their kind of, they had this Sam. Hey, Sam. They had this video kind of explaining what had happened, and essentially, you know, they got their strike. They're trying to find out who did it, and then they find out it was T brand that striked their channel. And then they got in contact with them, and they said, yeah, we did that because of this, you know, title that you had on your video or whatever it was. And I thought, geez, that's a bit harsh. You know, fair enough. I mean, how hard would it have been? I mean, you're in the same country. Just pick up the phone, a ring, or send these people an email. They're not defaming the brand or I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for here. They're not doing anything to sort of paint them in a bad light. They just reference this little truck that looks like an X-Max as a baby X-Max. And yeah, from that day on, they said that they weren't going to mention the brand anymore, that they were going to stop doing videos for the brand. I don't know how true that is. I haven't been following the channel. But I'm like, you know what? I haven't been a fan of that company for a while. So the reason why I don't say their name, I call them T brand, is because of that. Because they go straight for the jugular. And they don't even give you a fair warning, so that you can at least have a chance to respond or a chance to react. And that's not cool. You know, the way that they conducted themselves there, I thought that was a bit of a dog act. So that's why I don't call them by their name. So the Hoss. What do you guys think of the Hoss? I personally, can I just say one thing? Now, I know that there's going to be a massive difference of opinion here. But I think that is one of the worst names on an RC. And I don't know what, it's just the Hoss. Really? What do you guys make of it? That's, first of all, I mean, yeah, just the name. The second thing, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, because I haven't probably researched this car as well as I should have before starting this video. But is it not based on the Rustler 4x4 chassis? Because from what I see from the photos, it looks like it's based on the Rustler 4x4 chassis, right? And it's got slightly, you know, it's got longer arms, and you've got the big monster truck tires, and you have a fairly generic looking monster truck body on it. So trying to compete with Granite, maybe they'll change the name to Lost soon. Yes, Rustler 4x4, thank you. So here's where it gets a little bit confusing for me, because when I saw it, I'm not, like, you guys are going to call me crazy. I know you're going to call me crazy, right? But when I saw it, the first 24 hours when I saw this truck, I was like, you know what? I might get it. I might actually get it. I haven't had a new T-brand car on the channel for many, many years. And I thought, you know what? I didn't get the Rustler 4x4. maybe I'll get this. Maybe I'll just try it, and I'll just see what it's about. And then, then I saw the price because I didn't know at this time. At that time, I didn't know how much they were going to be. So I'm not entirely sure what they're going to be worth. I think I saw a price of $479 US or something like that. You guys can fill in the blanks there. But here in Australia, the Haas is going to retail for $969. Just let that sink in for a second while I rub my eyes. Because I'm looking at this thing and I'm like, hang on. So the Rustler 4x4 VXL, I think, is about 650, less than $700. So where did the $300 come from? Am I missing something? Is there something in this truck? Does it come with like a free microwave or a membership to the gym or something? Like what's the diff? Like what's going on? Can somebody help me out? Because I don't quite understand why the Haas is worth $969. To put this into perspective, it's actually more expensive than a Creighton 6S here in the country. It's about $30 cheaper than the Max, because the Max, I think the one without the LEDs is like $1,000, or maybe it might be a bit over now with the next shipment that comes in, because prices are continuously going up on these things. So it might be a little bit more than that. But it's probably less than $100 less than the Max. Now, to put in perspective as well, the X Max, for those of you wondering and playing at home, here in the country, I think it's climbed to $1,599 or $1,550, somewhere around there. So there's a fair price difference between an X Max and a Max. But then you bring out the Haas, which is only a 3S truck based on the 4x4 Rustler chassis, and for some reason it's like $300 more, or almost $300 more than the Rustler 4x4. So I don't know, man. What am I missing here? Is there something that I don't know? Is there something going on that I don't know? Yeah, it's just kind of strange, because I was really keen on it. When I first saw it, I was like, all right, I don't like the name. The name's whatever. You can paint that over, remove the sticker, whatever. But I was going to give the truck a go, and yeah, I don't know, man. Not for that money. So yeah, kind of interesting. The funny thing is that they're still going to sell. There's no denying that. I mean, T-Brand sells here in this country regardless. I remember when the Max came out, I thought, oh, geez, that's a bit steep. But you look at the truck and it's like, okay, well, they've actually done something pretty cool. Like the Max is actually, there's a bit of engineering that's gone into it. And, all bullshit aside, it's actually pretty decent truck, right? Like when I've seen them, the electrics still suck. I think the ESC is still a piece of junk. But the truck itself is actually not that bad. So, all things considered, it's not bad at all. But, yeah, I don't know, man. It's it's an interesting one. So now the next thing we're going to talk about is the felony and the new infraction. Felony looks amazing. I personally love the black one. The orange is not bad. Maybe it might look a bit better in the flesh. But from the pictures, I love the black. I think the felony, they've done it. The only thing that I'm a little bit sort of not sure about is why they've done it. Because you've got the infraction, which now has a handbrake feature, which I think is pretty cool. I think that's an awesome feature to have. But why did they do the felony? It's kind of like a different version of the infraction. So, I don't know. I mean, I'm not knocking it. I think it looks fantastic. But I'm just not sure why... Where did that come from? So yeah, this is an interesting one. What I would like to see, felony 659, and oh yeah, the felony is going to be $11.99 here in Australia, so $1,200. Same price as the new infraction. When the infraction launched, it was $1,000. It was $999. So since launch, so in 12 months, they've actually gone up $200. Now I know that they've got now that they come with Spectrum Electrics, which is people. You know what? People were complaining for a long time about those red servos that Armour used to put in these cars. Now they come with Spectrum servos, and I do not rate Spectrum servos at all, because I've seen them. You know, I work in a hobby shop, man. Like I know what comes through there and what warranty claims we have to put through. So Spectrum servos in general, maybe the ones they put in these cars are good. So I'll reserve my judgment, but I'm not Spectrum servos, man. I don't know. Prove me wrong. Tell me different in the comments. Sell them to me. Tell me they're good. So yeah, it's they've gone up quite a bit. Well, so like I was saying, I'm probably going to convert my infraction to the felony, and I'll just switch between the two. So I think that's what I'm going to be doing. So I won't be getting a felony, but yeah, I'll convert it, which I think will be cool. I don't know about putting the handbrake in. Maybe it depends how much it is. It looks like a fairly complex mechanism, so it might end up being a little bit expensive as well. But we'll see. If it's reasonably priced, I'll grab it and I'll just test it out and see what it's all about. So that'll be cool. But what I would like to see from Armour, and this is my wish list from Armour, right? When it comes to these 7-scale on-road cars, I think that there are two models that they can still milk out of this on-road platform. One is a like knockout punch against the X01, right? That's one that I would love to see. So a ready to run 8S, not 6S, 8S, 110 to 120 mile an hour, just dominator, just beast. All right, something with the GT style body, maybe Le Mans inspired, maybe something along the. You know what I was thinking? I had this idea, like a Zonda inspired body, right? Like something like that. Doesn't have to be a licensed body, but it could be. I mean, look, Horizon own Proline now. Horizon also own Armour, so. But this is like maybe next year. But I would love to see a GT style body, something that would be really fast, 110 to 120, and just take that X01 off the perch, you know, because at the moment it still has that 100 mile an hour plant stamped on the box. Yeah, I think that would be cool. Yeah, Pagani Zonda. I mean, how good would it be if they had a body, you know, inspired by that design? Bugatti style? Nah, not Bugatti style. I'm not a fan of that. I mean, look, don't get me wrong. It's not that Bugatti's ugly. It's just that I think it's been done to death, especially now that Proline released that supersonic, whatever it's called, hypersonic, supersonic body that looks like a Bugatti. So I wouldn't want to go down the Bugatti route, but something a little bit left of field, like a Pagani Zonda, Koenigsegg. I'll even go down that one. Koenigsegg. Someone just meant Koenigsegg. So yeah, it's just something cool. I think that'll be awesome. And the other thing would be to supply to do a GT roller. So maybe have them come out side by side. You could have the roller where you can go nuts and put your own stuff in it, because a lot of guys are manufacturing their own bodies. I mean, I know that there's been some GT bodies that people have been putting on the Limitless, and I think that Armour's missing something there as far as getting a GT Le Mans style body to come out as a roller for those guys that want to do those GT passes. I think that would be really cool to do that one. And, you know, you'd have your Pagani Zonda sort of inspired 120 mile an hour 8S monster on-road car for people that are just like, nah, I don't really want to. I don't want to go 80 miles an hour. I don't want to go 100. I want to go more, but I don't want to go through the trouble of having to order my own motors and put cap packs and do all this wiring. I don't know any of that. I just want to drive the thing, take it out of the box, whack a couple of 4S batteries in it, and go nuts. that would be something really cool. I think Horizon have got the electrics already. The electrics are in the crate, and I'm pretty sure they can, if they need to alter any of the KV ratings or anything like that to make that happen, they could make it happen. So I think that would be really cool. That's just two to come out from the on-road platform. And there's one from the 6S platform that I remember speaking to Jason about when we did the interview, or even some time ago, but he didn't show any interest in this. And I personally would love to see a Bushmaster. You know, do you guys remember the Thunder Tiger Bushmaster? Hold on, I'll grab it. So you guys remember this one, right? The Thunder Tiger Bushmaster. So I want to see a Typhon like this from Armour. So something like that with an exo cage. I think that would be really cool from the 6S cars to have something like that, but Armour designed, you know, Armour tough. And I don't know, that's just my kind of wish list for those. We'll see what happens in the future. All right, let's go through some of these comments. With the different size wheels on the Felony and the different diff gearing, it will be a pain in the ass for anyone wanting to not use the standard wheels and tires, unfortunately. Yeah, okay. Yes, I still have my Bushmaster and the Kaiser. Oh, there you go. McLaren P1 style. Yay! That's, or even the old. Let's go back old school. Let's do like a McLaren F1, or a Lamborghini Countach. You know, something a little bit more old school, a bit more retro. I wonder if the Felony rear wheels fit the infraction. Yeah, they should. They should be straight bolt on. From my understanding, now I don't have any inside info on this, unfortunately, but from my understanding, from what I can gather, the Felony rear wheels have a slightly bigger offset. So if you have a look at the, because I went and had a look on the Armour website where they do their Gigasite thing, and they had this thing where they had the outline of the Outcast over the picture of the Felony, and you can see the Felony kind of, the rear of it is like a half inch wider each side, and that's just purely from the offset of the wheels themselves. So you should be able to put them on there, but because the infraction doesn't have that tubbed out body, your tires might stick out past the body. So yeah, they'll fit, but how it looks could be different. So you just got to keep that in mind. Okay, sorry, I'm probably wobbling the camera a little bit. Where does Vasco now? But have you got any plans for the channel? Daytona for sure. Yeah, all right. So we'll talk about the channel, where it's going, and what I'm planning to do after this next one, because I just want to touch briefly on the acquisition of Proline from Horizon Hobby. Originally, when I seen that, I was a little bit like, oh God, this I don't know if this is going to be good news or what. I was really, I guess in a way, I was a bit cynical about it. And after, I think it was, I can't remember if it was Proline or Horizon, they put up a post on Facebook kind of answering some questions about the acquisition. And people were worried about prices, people were worried about product availability, all these types of things, you know, licensing, you know, other bodies going to disappear, this and that, the other. And it was actually really cool to see that not a lot's going to change. Any changes that are going to happen are basically going to be for the better. So there's probably going to be a possibility in the future where we might see, you know, some of the cars from Armour and Losi and whoever come out with Proline tires. Who knows? I'm not saying that that's going to happen. I'm just saying there's the opportunities there. And of course, licensed bodies as well might be a little bit easier. So I don't know. I think Proline being owned by Horizon Hobby has had some people concerned, but I think overall it's probably going to be good. So sets of wheels will be expensive. They're claiming that the pricing isn't going to change. So, excuse me, they're claiming that the pricing isn't going to change. So I guess we'll see what happens there. But yeah, I just wanted to touch on that for those of you who maybe don't have social media, maybe don't know. yeah, Proline are now going to be owned by Horizon, as well as Protoform, by the way. Protoform will also be owned by Horizon Hobby, because Proline and Protoform are two sides of the same coin. All right, so let's wind this up because we're 50 minutes in, and I didn't want this to go too much past an hour. There's a lot of chatter going on in the comments, but it's really cool that you guys are all having a bit of a yarn with each other. So what's next for the channel? Well, one of the things that was also interesting when, after that last video went up, is that I did have some companies reach out to me, some RC companies reach out to me, who saw the video and were like, "Hey, don't forget, we're still mates, right? We're still good." So it was really good to see some of those companies. I'm not going to name anyone here, but it was nice to see some RC companies reach out to me, and one in particular is really interested in supporting the channel going forward. They want some more exposure, and I had a 2-hour chat with the owner of that particular company. Was T-Brand one of those companies? No. No, T-Brand was not one of those companies. Yeah, I had one company in particular who I spent 2 hours on the phone with, and they were very keen to jump on board. And I think it's going to be something really cool going forward. Unfortunately, I haven't, I'm not in a position at the moment where I can do running videos, as I said at the start of the video, due to our lockdown restrictions. So there's not going to be any rush to get product out here at the moment. You can be sure that if things start to ease up a little bit between now and Christmas, you will see some fresh product turn up from this company, and you guys will put the pieces together. When it happens, you'll know. I'm not going to say anything now. I'm not going to name the company, just in case the bottom falls out of this whole deal. So I'm not going to say anything now. But when it does happen, just say who it was. No, I can't. I really can't. I want to keep it a surprise, and I don't want to. I don't want to jinx it either. So that's why I'm not naming the company. But that's the good news. The good news is that there are other people that have contacted me since then, and that want to jump on and support the channel. So the bad news is I'm not going to be able to have as many armors as before. I'm not going to be able to do the reviews that you guys want me to do, because of short supply. And that's another thing too. Just before we go, I kind of almost wish that Armour would just pump the brakes a little bit on all these releases and actually focus on having product that they can actually supply to the people out there. I think that would be something, that I would really like to see. I know that they're going from strength to strength, and they want to add and expand their range and all these sort of things. But it's just, man, like, they bring out something new. They announce a product. We're not getting it in the country now. Like, the EXB is going to be almost 3 months since they announced it before we get our first batch. And as I said, it's all going to be short supply. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to miss out on that first shipment. I just wish that they would focus on just making sure that they have healthy numbers to supply everybody around the world, not just here. I mean, everyone. That's probably my only other wish for Armour at the moment. And then, of course, that's. I think that's pretty much it. Now, the other thing was someone mentioned planes. Yes, there is a new plane. So I've pre-ordered the Freewing MiG-29 Fulcrum, which is a freaking sick name. I love that name. And I was up late one night, and I managed to catch the actual live video that Motion RC did of launching this plane. This is a twin 80mm EDF. It's an absolute gigantic. It's almost 2 meters long. It is a huge thing, and it runs on two 4,000 or two 5,000 6S batteries, connected in parallel. Sorry, not series, because that would make it 12S. But it's in series, and it's You guys would have probably seen it on my community page. I put a photo up of it, and I've also shared some stuff on Facebook and Instagram and all that. How fast is the plane? Motion RC are claiming that it can reach speeds up to 120 miles an hour. Now, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I've got a plane which is my F-27 Evolution from E-Flight. That I clocked at just on 120 mile an hour, which was 194 kilometers an hour. So I'm hoping that this plane can get somewhere near that. And for a plane that big to go that fast, that would be bloody awesome. So yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to getting this thing. It should hopefully be here sometime next month, which is September. For those of you watching and playing at home. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be absolutely awesome. And yeah, that's one that was actually quite an expensive purchase, but I had to get it. I could not get it. But yeah, I think that's pretty much everything. That's all the updates. That's everything I needed to talk about. We had a lot of people watching, had a lot of comments on here. EXP has serious diff problems. People keep telling me that there is. James is just said that the EXP has diff problems. I've read some things about it, but yeah. How did I crack my knuckles? By doing that. Everybody is the thank you. What's the plan, buddy? Thanks, mate. That's the plan. Oh, what the hell? What's happened here? Gap Reviews. What's up, fellas? Gap Reviews A to Z in the house. What's going on? What's going on here? People was ready to beep up. Ew. Tomley, good to see you back up here, mate. Tomley, thank you very much. What else we got going on? So I'll just go through some of these things. Get Patreon. Peter Good. No, I've tried Patreon and I've discussed that. Not going to do Patreon. Sorry. Peter Goodwin, nice to see you on here, dude. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sure Jason could donate some new cars to you for review. No, I don't think it's possible anymore. Glad to hear. Time to save money for next RC. Yep. Look, there's good. Patreon his pants. Look, there is well said about Armavas. Yeah, ramp up supply over new cars. Kevin K is yeah. Don't get me wrong. I love these new products that Arma are releasing. There's nothing wrong with the Outcast and the EXP roller and the Felony and all that. I don't think anybody's going to say, "Oh no, Arma, you shouldn't have done that." No one's going to say that. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, it's great that you bring in it, but people like, there's not enough stock. We need more product, not more variety of product. We need quantity. So I hope there somebody there somewhere listens and actually goes, oh, maybe we should pop the brakes for a bit and just, you know, addresses. You're gonna do more quadcopters. Quadcopters, no. Good morning, Dylan from California. Dylan, how you doing, dude? Big Muscle RC. Good morning to you. Yeah, no, I'm not going to do any more quads. I've still got a couple hanging on the wall, but I'm so over quads, so over those headaches. I'm not into it. Gap Reviews, nice to see you, bro. Nice to see you on here with my friend. Thank you very much for tuning in. All right, we are almost at an hour. I think the most we had on here was like 170 odd people watching, which is really good. That's pretty good numbers. So. Give you all just a quick glimpse of what's happening and what's going on as well. For those of you who haven't seen it, this also came from Shark Fat RC. I'll just scroll this app. So this, who can tell me what car this is? Do you know what car this is? Do you know what movie this is from? Huh? If I show you the back, it'll be given away. Shark Fat is crazy. Do you know what this is? It's going to be written. Everyone's saying Mad Max. It's not real. Well, it's from the movie Mad Max, but this is the Interceptor. This is the original, with the exception of that. I know that it has an engine sticking out of the bonnet. I know freaking Proline didn't make a plain body bonnet thing one, so unfortunately it has to have an engine sticking out of the bonnet. But look at it. These are not stickers. This is all painted. Where's the camera at? Hold on a second. Have a look at the detail of this thing. I will do a proper video of this, showing you some close-ups of this. So I will do a proper edited video. Like the detail that this guy has gone to make this is just been unbelievable. Like the lights, this is all painted. These aren't stickers. The dude's freaking unbelievable. He's done an amazing job. So this is actually going to go on my Hyper VT. Do you guys remember the Hyper VT? So last of the V8s, mate. That's right. So I'm going to be picking out some new wheels and tires for this thing. It's going to have Proline wheels and tires. It's not going to be an authentic replica because I can't get wheels. I can't get the actual wheels to sort of like a retro look for 1/8 scale. If anybody knows where I can get some retro wheels for 1/8 scale, let me know. I'll be happy to sort of shop around and see if I can find them. So I'm going to have some Proline stuff on here. There'll be 2.8-inch wheels with 17mm hubs. So I'm going to go with the Raid. You guys know the Proline Raid wheels. You can change. You got the interchangeable hubs. So then I'll put the 17mm hubs on here, and that way it will look. And I'm going to go with some fatter ones at the back, so it tubs out, and it's going to have slicks, and it's going to be sick. Look, trust me, what I have in mind, it's going to look good. It's just not going to be 100% authentic because the wheels are really hard to find, but it's still going to look shit hot. I really want this thing to look good, so it's going to look awesome. The other thing that we got as well is the infraction body. So again, all painted up at the front, no stickers. This looks amazing as well. And I didn't. It's hard to see, but on the back here, can you see the Armour logo's got like glitter on it? How good does that look? So this is a matte finish. He's done an amazing job. Very, very cool looking. And it's got, Aussie on the front there, which looks really good. And then, there's also an Armour logo on the top. One thing I forgot to get for this truck is a new cage. So I'm going to order a new cage to put with the body so that I can actually mount it properly on the truck. And then the last one. Now you've all seen that, right? You've seen this is the Mojave body, because it was so big. The idea was that it was going to be just like an advertisement for the channel. So that's why it's got Aussie Playground on the side, and it's got YouTube written on there, and it's got like the Aussie flag. So you can see that it's got, the Aussie flag, and it looks really cool. But there's like all these little details, like even, can you see like where the suspension struts and everything is here? So like he's done that in a different color. All the tears, the matte finish. Like, the dude's friggin' done an amazing job. And this is all, like I said, this is all painted. This is not stickers. These are all painted. So, very, very cool looking. And then the last one, just one sec. I couldn't help myself. I had to mount it on the car. So this is how the car is going to look for Phase 4. For those of you who have been waiting for Phase 4 of the Limitless, I'm going to be aiming for 200 plus kilometers an hour, which is about 120 mile an hour, something like that. So that's what I'm going to be aiming for. There's like some yellow on the back there, some detail on the front. Again, no stickers on this. Very, very cool. A lot of detail. Look, check the rivets. The rivets on the window trims. He's done like little dots and stuff. On the back here, So that's what the Limitless looks like. That's what my Limitless looks like now, anyway. So that's that one. And then for the Mojave body, I actually got like a whole new cage, some new dudes to put inside. I got like the inside, the interior as well, skid plates for the top. So like I got a whole thing. So this will actually get mounted up with that new cage. So that's what's going to happen with that one. And here, look. See, Proline, that'll look all right. I got some FMS one as well. It's a bit of a show and tell. Dang, went my pants. How have you been, Vass? Been good, dude. Been good. Good morning. I see you people. Limitless, nice paint, wicked, very nice, Vass. Thank you, guys. Yeah, check out if you want painted bodies like this. Like, I've never had anybody do anything like this before. This was a very lengthy process, and these bodies obviously are quite expensive. So the Mojave body is, I was almost going to bash it with it, but I think I'm not going to. It's too nice. So I'll build it up and I'll have it just as a shelf queen body. The Limitless will definitely be run. That's going to run that body. The Infraction will also run that body. But not the Mojave. The Mojave, I think I'm going to leave it because it's too nice. I might do a quick run like up and down the road or something like that, just something very simple, but that'll be about it. The Interceptor body is also going to be run, but very briefly. This was more of like a project that I wanted to do. But yeah, it's something that I've been wanting to do for a very long time, this Interceptor body. So Mojave, want that Aussie flag one. Nice. Yeah, it's it's kind of cool because like all these new bodies coming out from Armour now. The original Mojave body had the American sort of flag draped on it. Now the new Infraction has got that American flag on it as well. It's like everything that they're doing is got to have some kind of American flag on it. So it's good to see an armor vehicle with something different, with the Union Jack. Union Jack for my UK buddies out over the, across the globe. And, of course, they've got the stars for us here. So the interaction body, you mean Interceptor body. Have you seen the new Epsima 4S and 6S line? Looks awesome. No, I haven't. I'm going to have to check that out. No, I haven't seen that. What else is going on that I can tell you guys about? Probably not a lot, actually. I think that's been about it. I'm just looking around the room to see if there's anything else that I can sort of show off and talk about, but I think I'm pretty much running out of things to say. I think that's going to be it. I think we're going to finish here. It's been over an hour. I hope you guys kind of enjoyed this live stream a little bit more than the last one. I'm definitely going to be leaving this one up so everybody can catch up. And I'm glad that I covered pretty much everything and that I had a good chat with some of you guys and, answered some questions, which is really what I wanted to do, and I wanted to clear the air. Vass, how long did it take? Oh, hang on, that's gone. How long did it take for your channel to become a success? Have you any tips to help small channels? How long did it take for my channel to become a success? I don't know. Nate, miss your vids. Vids will be coming. Don't worry. I did take a bit of a break here because, like I said, we're in lockdown. It's a bit of a somber mood. Not everybody's like chirpy. You can't go outside and do anything. So it's a bit of a crappy situation to be in at the moment. And I thought, you know what? I think I'm just going to have a bit of a break, have a bit of a breather. Because I just wanted to sort of clear my head a bit and give everybody a bit of a chance to sort of go, okay, I'm coming back. So don't stress. For those of you who might be freaking out thinking, where's Vass, where's the vids, all this sort of stuff, relax, just chill. It's okay. I will be coming back. What else we got? I missed your vids too, man. I thought my armor bought my armor Typhon after watching your vids. Thank you very much. All right, so I think I've got pretty much everything covered. Glad you're more positive, dude. Follow your channel for years. Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, I really do appreciate all the support, all the love. It's really, you got to try to understand from my perspective. I'm just one dude talking to a camera. You guys are watching. You're on the opposite end. I've got all these hundreds of people watching and thousands on the channel who watch the vids. It's sometimes hard to really get a perspective of what sort of impact I'm having on people. So it's really good to sort of do these live vids once in a while, I'm finding. So I will be doing more live vids more often, just because I really like to kind of have a chat to you guys and have a bit of an interaction. And it's one way to sort of catch up on everything, answer some questions on the fly, and yeah, sort of go from there. All right, I think I'm waffled on long enough. An hour and 10 minutes, I think that's long enough. Guys, again, thank you all so much for all the love and support and for tuning in once again. Appreciate all the comments and questions that go up on the channel here. I'm sorry that I'm not one of those guys that has all the fancy graphics and multiple cameras and all that sort of stuff. I don't know how to do any of that gear. I've got a phone, it's got a camera, and I'll work it that way, and that's it. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple. But for now, that is it. Thank you all again very much for watching, guys, and I'll be speaking to you all soon. All right, I'm just going to end this here very quickly if I can. There it is there. All right, bye-bye.